Earlier today I got out here to start working on this tree a little bit to clean it up. I was clipping the needles off the bottom of the branches like I did with the other tree we did a week or so ago. And there's a couple of things I wanted to mention about this tree that I thought you might be interested in. First of all, some of you are aware of a tree that I call my Zombi Mugo. Well, this is it. When I first got this tree, it was in a 1-gallon container. I got it about 1987. It was more or less a gift from my mother-in-law. And the first time I tried to transplant it, I almost killed it. I did the procedure in spring like all of the books said to do with a pine tree, and did everything I was supposed to do according to the way I was supposed to do it. And the tree said, well, I don't like this. And the tree sat around. You can believe this or you can not believe it, but the tree sat around and did absolutely nothing for 2 full growing seasons. At the beginning of the 3rd season, it started to come around again. So for that reason, I call this tree my Zombi Mugo. There's a couple of problems with this tree that I'd like to show you that I'm going to address this year. The major one is this relationship right here. This branch and this branch together make a bar branch. Even though they're not, they're both at slightly different levels. They are close enough together that visually they make a bar branch. If you remember the movie Titanic, when Leonardo DiCaprio was standing out on the bow of the Titanic and he had his arms out wide and he said, "I'm the king of the world." Well, that's what this reminds me of. I'm the king of the world. The reason why a bar branch is bad is the movement in a tree visually should start from the base and go up and go through everything, and makes a complete story. You get to this point though, and it's like a skip in a record. Now, I know a lot of people don't know what a record is anymore because we don't use vinyl, we have CDs. But the skip in a record is a place where the song would go along and it'd get to one point where there was a nick in it and it would skip back over to the track, or to the part of the track before it, and it would keep going back and forth, keep doing the same thing over and over again. Visually, this kind of assembly gives us in our mind what is a skipped record, or a skip in a record. That's the way I look at it. I've struggled with this problem on this tree for years. I didn't want to do too much to it because I was always afraid I was going to set it back and have to wait on it for 3 years again. But I finally figured out after my summer repottings with this tree that the tree's okay as long as you treat it the right way at the right time. But what I am thinking of doing is the only way you're going to solve this problem is to remove either this branch or this branch. This branch has 2 problems going. Even though it's by itself, it's a really great branch with a lot of great growth and stuff on it, a lot of ramification. This by itself is not so swift because it is basically at the inside of a curve. This is considered a no-no in bonsai. You don't put a branch on the inside of a curve. Just don't do it. So what I'm planning on doing in the next few days, or the next week or so, is to remove this branch. And then I'm going to bring everything else down. That branch is gone. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's gone. This whole area of this tree is going to be gone. So that means I can bring this down, I can bring this down, I can bring this down, and if I have to, I can bring all of this down. So basically I'll be tightening up the profile of the tree. This branch is very good too, so a lot of that can be brought around. So there's a lot of things that can take up the space for that branch that's going to be missing. I'm thinking very seriously about cutting that now and letting you take a look and see what it looks like with that branch gone. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Well, that definitely opens things up, doesn't it? Important thing about taking off a large branch is don't cut it flush. See this here? Now right now this isn't a bad element, but I didn't go looking for that element to take place. That is what happened when I had another branch that was here, like these two off to the side, and I cut that branch and I cut it flush, and this is what happened. So this is why I keep telling you, if you're going to do a branch, if you're going to be a large branch, always make sure that you cut it like this. Leave a stub. This way we can gin this out, and you don't run the risk of having that kind of dieback. Now this could die back all the way to here, but I don't think it will now because I got that. We're just going to leave that intact. It's my theory that what happens is a tree is going to try to move sap into there to make these grow, and finding that it has nowhere to go, it's going to keep pumping sap into this until it finds a way to divert. But if you cut this flush, it has nowhere to go, and in essence it will stop and everything connecting to it will die. A Mugo pine is in a lot of respects a lot like a bristlecone pine. It is what do they call it, compartmentalized. One set of roots will supply the energy for one branch, and vice versa. One branch will supply the energy for one set of roots. So it's, it's what they call isolated architecture. So you got to keep that in mind with these trees when you're dealing with them. But I think, it's going to happen. I'm going to throw some wire on this tree the next day or so, and we're going to keep a little watch on it and see how it develops. But anyway, there we are for now.